The moment this hearing starts, you can already tell it's going in a very unusual direction. Instead of focusing on the charges, the defendant immediately turns to arguments about legal identity and jurisdiction. These kinds of claims have become popular online, but in real courtrooms they almost never change the outcome of a case. You can also see the judge recognizing exactly where this conversation is headed before the defendant even finishes explaining his point.
What's your name?
I'm here representing Brian Musgrove.
You're Brian Musgrove?
I'm here representing.
I have no idea what that means, so why don't you come up to the podium?
I tried to.
Nope, yeah, stand in front of the thing. So what is your name?
Brian Joseph Musgrove.
Okay, are you an attorney? What's your P number?
I'm not an attorney.
So then you can't represent Brian Musgrove. So you are a defendant, correct?
I'm an executor on that estate.
Okay, so none of that is valid or legal. So you have an attorney?
He's not doing nothing for me.
Okay, that was my question. Do you have an attorney, yes or no?
I have, yeah, he was supposed to be representing me, but.
So you have Michael Dagger-Margosian. Okay, so he's your attorney. Okay, so go have a seat. When Mr. Dagger-Margosian gets here, I'll call your case, okay? So, Mr. Musgrove, you want to come up to the podium, please. This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Brian Joseph Musgrove, file number 23-21461FH. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people, and I have Michael Dagger-Margosian appearing on behalf of Mr. Musgrove. Mr. Dagger-Margosian might, oh, there he is. So, Mr. Dagger-Margosian, this is a date and time set for pre-trial in this matter. Mr. Musgrove said that he was appearing on his own behalf. I did verify he is not an attorney, and you are still the attorney of record. So, Mr. Dagger-Margosian, how do you wish to proceed?
Well, Your Honor, I am aware that Mr. Musgrove wants to present information to the court. I'm happy to be standby counsel if he wants to represent himself. Obviously, this court would have to go through the colloquy of that, but obviously it's Mr. Musgrove's legal right to at least ask the court to do that. So I'm here to observe at this point.
All right. So, Mr. Musgrove, when you were at the bench or up at the podium before, you said that you were appearing on behalf of yourself. So, Mr. Musgrove, are you asking to no longer have counsel represent you?
Well, what I'm understanding is that the courts is a private for-profit.
So, Mr. Musgrove, I know where you're going with this, and none of that is valid. None of that is law.
I'm not the all caps name. None
of that is valid. None of that is.
This is where the hearing becomes much more serious. Rather than debating internet legal theories, the judge shifts everyone's attention back to the actual criminal charges. Hearing that the defendant is accused of embezzling nearly $70,000 and could potentially face decades in prison if convicted, completely changes the tone. It's a reminder that no legal strategy matters unless it addresses the evidence and the law that applies to the case.
Law, you are standing in my courtroom. I have jurisdiction over you. So
I tried to file paperwork with the clerk's office ahead of time so that you would have time to review it, and they denied me.
I know what you're talking about. None of that is valid under the law of the state of Michigan or the Constitution of the United States of America.
What do you mean it is?
No.
The Supreme Court says it is.
What does it say it is?
The Supreme Court says that if we were at the age of 18, we were supposed to claim our minor status.
Nope, not valid.
Okay.
So here's what I would say to you. Mr. Dagger-Margosian is, like most of our public defenders, exceptional attorneys and very well versed in the law and very experienced. He gives legal advice. You may not like the legal advice, but it's usually good advice. I've never had anyone from the public defender's office not wholeheartedly try to represent their clients. So what you are talking about is not valid and it is not going to get you out of this case. You're not going to be able to say all those things because it's not valid.
Everyone involved in this court case has a financial interest in the case.
I don't have a financial interest in your case. I get paid by the state of Michigan, whether you plead, whether it gets dismissed. I don't make any money off you. We have budgets. The court system is not a profit generating revenue. We are here to represent people so that people who are charged with crimes are protected. People who are victims of crimes are protected. And that's why we have all
in order for there to be a crime, there has to be a victim. There is no.
Well, there is a victim in this case.
The victim would be the company.
You are charged.
I can't face
Ashley, just hold on. So your crime that you are charged with, which you are innocent as of this time, let me grab the right file, is failure. Oh, this is let me see. This is an embezzlement charge. So you are charged in count 1 with embezzlement 50,000 or more, but less than 100,000. That being an agent, servant, or employee of Hardwoods of Michigan Industries did convert to your own use without the consent of your employer or principal industrial tools and equipment in the amount of $68,938.40 or money or equipment. And that's a 15-year felony. So if you are found guilty by a jury, you can go to prison for up to 15 years. You're charged in count 2 with using a computer to commit a crime. To facilitate the charge in count 1, that carries a maximum penalty of up to 10 years in prison. And the way the statute is set up, I can actually stack those possibly. So you potentially could be looking at up to 25 years in prison. So the victim that's alleged in this would be that business.
Right, and I can't face that accuser because that business can't get on the stand for me to ask questions, and a third party.
But their representative can. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. So I have 189,000 of student loan debt that was forgiven to be a lawyer. You do not. And Mr. Dagger Margosian, Mr. Isaac Sneed, all of the attorneys here went to law school to know the law, and their job is to advise you of the law. So
Yeah,
yes, they can. Yes, you can be charged.
Everything, all the laws and statutes that you guys go by
are legal.
For corporations. They're for
still a crime. Still a crime.
But I'm not
still
a corporation. I'm a living person.
Yep, and that's why you're standing in front of me. If you were dead, the case would be dismissed.
Yeah, the all caps name is dead.
That means nothing. That's not valid. Okay. It's not legal. Right. So, do you want to represent yourself?
For me, this is the biggest turning point of the hearing. After confidently insisting the court has no authority over him, the defendant suddenly asks for more time to think. That's a huge contrast from how the hearing began. Sometimes reality sets in when the possible consequences become impossible to ignore, and this feels like one of those moments.
Or do you want to have an attorney to represent you?
I need some time to think.
Okay, so I'm going to set this for another pretrial on March 20th at 8:30 in the morning. And Ms. Adams, could I get a notice of hearing for Mr. Musgrove?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Musgrove, have a seat on that bench right behind you. And then Ms. Adams will give my bailiff a notice of hearing, and my bailiff will provide that notice of hearing to you. Mr. Dagger Margosian, did you have any other matters in my court this morning?
Yes. Yeah.
We're here for a pretrial today.
The second hearing has a completely different energy. There are confusing answers, unusual comments, and even a few moments that sound almost comedic. But what stands out is how the judge stays patient and keeps the hearing moving without getting distracted. Courtrooms often deal with difficult personalities, and maintaining order is just as important as making legal decisions. Even when the exchange feels chaotic, the process continues according to the rules.
And apparently Mr. Shaw refused to sign his advice of rights form.
I didn't refuse to sign anything.
Oh, that's what the note on my file says.
They think that's an alias. They trying to say they trying to say my real name Adams and destroy Yolanda Adams, but Ice-T little brother, my daddy, and I get his last name, ma'am. I did not refuse to sign anything. They trying to make me put Adams on there.
All right. Well, thank you for that information,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I'm not sure if we can proceed without that. The offer is a civil infraction to impeding traffic, I believe, Mr. Barnett. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So, sir, they're indicating that they're offering you an impeding traffic, which is a civil infraction. That's a fines and costs matter, which, okay, the fine will be $180. Are you willing to admit responsibility to the impeding traffic, sir?
I ain't paying it. They can give me jail time.
Well, you can't get jail time for.
Oh,
Yep.
I just owe it. I owe it to them. They get it when they get it.
Miss Muller?
Sorry, Your Honor. I did advise Mr. Shaw that it would be a fines and cost matter when we were in a breakout room. I don't know if maybe we could ask for one more breakout room. That would be helpful to Mr. Shaw. Or if not, we may have to adjourn the matter.
I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference with Mr. Shaw that you have another breakout room, to be honest.
You
but
know it. You know it don't.
I will give you that. Okay, I'll pass this for a moment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The court will recall the matter of Jermaine Shaw, case number 23W004577.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Allison Muller here on behalf of Mr. Shaw. Mr. Shaw, could you have the jail unmute you again and state your name for the record, please?
You need to have them unmute you, sir. There you go. Now, can you state your name?
Jermaine Shaw. Shawshank Redemption. I have Ice-T little brother's last name.
Thank you. Miss Muller.
Your Honor, I'd ask for an adjournment here. Mr. Shaw did indicate to me at the end that he would like to just plead to the misdemeanor. He believes he's going to be serving some time, but I'd like a chance to speak with his felony attorney and maybe see what direction they're headed with that before I have him plead to anything on this.
It makes sense. I will adjourn this. Any
Oh,
objection?
no objection. Yeah, no objection to that.
I'll adjourn it. When is his next court date on the felony? Because this case is not holding him in custody. Do you know your next court date, Mr. Shaw?
I think it's the 5th. I think I got one on the 5th and the 7th.
Okay.
The 5th sounds. It looks like March 5th. That's correct.
All right. And that's a what, pretrial?
Yes.
Right.
At 1:30.
I'll put it over to March 13th, 2024 at 9 a.m. We'll see you then, okay, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you.